Welcome anyway, as far as the day is concerned. It's a pretty casual affair as far as the workshops. It's an introduction through royalties for regions, and the purpose of the day is, as you probably ought to be notified, is a business development workshop. We've got a number of speakers, and we've got some from the Department of Finance, and really it's an opportunity to have a little bit of feedback of what you can benefit with regard to government support and things of that nature. As far as the Mid West Chamber of Commerce is concerned, we're actually hosting the event. I got told about this yesterday when I got back to Geraldton. Bill, unfortunately, is already committed, and a few of the others are committed as well. So the idea is that we're hosting the event at the request of the Department of Commerce, as they're the state government agency that's organising the day. I've just talked to Natalie just then. They are organising a number of these workshops around the state for regional areas, and obviously that's been instigated through the, sourced or funded through the royalties for regions. With regard to Chamber of Commerce, I think most of us are well aware of what we do as far as the Chamber of Commerce is concerned. I'm actually on the board for looking after my portfolio of services. But what we've been focusing on of late, for those that may not be aware, is that we are the Mid West Chamber, and we are focusing not just on the local business in Geraldton, but also in recent times Dongra, where we've set up a subcommittee, Morawar, where we've set up a pretty proactive committee, and of recent times Dalwallinu, we've had a phone call and got a meeting in Perenjori in the next week or two, I think. So at some stage I will actually look after my own business in between doing those things with Bill. And of course most of you, and perhaps some of you already do, deal with John Evans, who is due back at work on Monday. He's had 5 weeks leave, so he's got some work to do when he gets back, but he's our procurement officer, and I think a lot of the things that are being discussed today will make sense in relation to perhaps the role that John plays as our procurement officer for the Mid West region. Certainly as far as the Mid West region is concerned, and if you were at the summit a week or two ago, we're well aware of what's happening and what's planned to be happening as far as Geraldton's concerned and the region's concerned. And already we've got Steve Murdoch who will be presenting later on. What they're doing over there at Carrara is just a classic example of progress for this region. The purpose of the workshop is to inform regional small and medium-sized businesses about the state and Commonwealth government assistance programs, and I had a quick squiz today as to the various speakers and what their roles are, and some of those things I wasn't even aware myself existed, so certainly an opportunity. They'll all have about 10 minutes to give a bit of a rundown, and obviously be of interest to our small business community. The state and Commonwealth government's also approach to supporting regional small business to access opportunities on government purchasing and resource projects, and obviously with what's going on around the state, these sort of things are important as far as business is concerned. As I say, there's a wide variety of speakers who will present for 10 minutes. There will be an opportunity to have a bit of a chat and some refreshments. We're not going to actually have a question and answer session after the speakers. We'll wait until each speaker comes up. We'll introduce each speaker, and then we'll sort of go from there after that with a couple of light refreshments. The girls got a bit of a shock. They had to organise this themselves. But I believe they've got perhaps a cold one on ice when we finish here. As I mentioned before, the Mid West area is obviously enjoying a period of sustained economic growth, and obviously local industry is going to be very important as far as deriving some benefits out of that. Certainly it is interesting when you go to other states, and I'm fortunate enough to do that in the last few days, to realise that we are, as much as it sometimes doesn't seem that way, we are benefiting to see what is going on in other states. To me, was a little bit scary, and certainly in the retail section, and to see we complain about some of the issues we have here with vacant shops. Go and visit the eastern states and have a look around. It's not exactly the prettiest thing to see. So without further ado, I would certainly like to introduce Ian Blaney, MLA member for Geraldton. Ian is speaking on behalf of the Minister for Commerce, Simon O'Brien, who was unable to attend. And it's interesting to introduce Ian. Ian was actually a member of the Regional Buy Local Working Group, whose actual reports or the recommendations of those reports have led to the initiative conducting this workshop in Gelton. So without further ado, Ian Blaney.